This is Carl at National RV Detroit, and I'm going to walk you through this 2022 Flagstaff Mac tent trailer, model number 228D. Okay, so this is kind of a supplemental video that goes along with the manufacturer's video that you'll get a link to. It just goes into a little more details in some areas, that sort of thing, okay? So when it comes to setting it up and putting it down, you'll refer to the manufacturer's video for that, okay? Alright, so first of all, we have a rail here. This rail will hold a grill, a griddle, or even a utility table, right? You have a gas hookup right here. It's a quick connect fitting to hook that appliance up. On this particular trailer, let's see what we have here. Yeah, I'll show you. If you look over here, well, let me come in. I'm going to have to move in to show you. Okay. So this would be your utility table right here. It hangs on that rail, and this is your griddle right here. And that's the rack it hangs on. We'll show you how it fits on there when you pick up. That quick connect I showed you, that LP quick connect fitting, hooks up right there on the griddle, and that all hangs outside. Okay? Sounds good. Excuse my camera work. I know I'm all over the place. Okay, so you just have power here. Now this is the most common way to get water to the trailer is through the city water hookup. If you got city water, you just turn it on, and you're all set. If you go camping someplace without city water, without any plumbing on the campsite, so to speak, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank right here, and then there's an onboard pump to pump the water. I'll show you that when we get inside. But everything will work as though you have city water. You'll just be pumping it from the tank. If you have city water, you don't have to worry about filling the tank at all. Okay, so this has a cassette toilet. Now I suggest there is literature in your packet on this, but the best way to learn about this is to get the manufacturer's video. This is made by a company called Thetford, and it's a cassette toilet. I'll just show you the basics here though on the outside. Let me see what we have here. Okay. So this pulls out. I don't know if you can see it, but when you open the trap in the bottom of the toilet that's inside, this slides open and shut, right? This is part of the flushing system. This bends out like this, so you can fill it and that sort of thing. Just keep all that in mind. This is kind of a funnel that goes with it, so you can get your chemical in there. This is going to take, you're going to have to put some toilet chemical in this. There's also another fill here, by the way. I guess I didn't show you that. Right here. So basically you're going to have to put some toilet chemical into it, and the rest of the water will come from flushing it. This removes completely, so you would take this and dump this. This is the dump for right here. Just like you would a black tank, but you would take it over to the dump. It is a black tank, but you just dump it manually. Okay? Like I said, the best way to learn is the manufacturer's video, but I'll still talk you through it here. Okay, so remember, that's Thetford. They're made in, well, the headquarters is in Ann Arbor anyway. I don't know exactly what products they actually make there. Okay, so this is another piece of cap, and there's some literature behind there. This is to flush it, see? So this opens and closes just like this, right? To get water into it, it's this one right here. You can see it coming out. So you flush the water this way, and then of course you use this. Now you can put as much water in the toilet bowl as you want, as you can see. So it's very, very basic, but it does a good job. So that's a Thetford cassette toilet. Now the shower is just a handheld shower right here, as you can see. You also get shower curtains that you can, they're over here, but you can hang it if you choose to. It's up to you. Okay, so let me go back outside. Okay, so moving around, this is obviously the front of the trailer. So you have 2 LP tanks, a deep cycle marine battery. Okay, this is the power winch here. You go up and down with it. It's very simple, obviously, and it's very, very powerful. So keep that in mind. You always want to make sure that the latches are unlatched. There's 4 latches. Make sure they're all unlatched. If you're the one operating the winch, then you're responsible to make sure that they're all hitched. Okay. If you got little kids around, you have to warn them away from it for sure. Okay, so get up here. Let me get around here a little bit. This is your deep cycle marine battery. There's enough. You have space for 2 batteries plus a jumper. It's up to you. It comes with 1, but if you need 2, then you can always add a second one. It stays 12 volts, but it doubles the storage capacity. Okay. This is just an outside shower. You always have to remember that this is the power for the air conditioner, so you want to plug that in before you raise the roof. This is the sink drain here. It's got a regular garden hose type fitting on it, so you can make a hose any length that you want. You know, you can drain it to a bucket or down a sewer or whatever you want to do with it. This is the city water hookup, so that's the most common way you get water to the trailer right there. You got a 30-foot, 30-amp power cord with a reducer to reduce it down to a 20-amp plug. This is your water heater. You operate the water heater from inside the trailer. Also, remember that you have to winterize this trailer in the winter time, so you have to, before winter time, so you have to learn about that. But this one works on gas. You see there's the gas valve right there, the switch is inside. This is the drain plug right here. It takes an 1 1/16 6-point socket plus a 6-inch extension and then a ratchet or a bar to break it with. So when you want to drain it, you drain it right there. Never run it unless you have water in the water heater tank. Okay, that's a solid rule. You always have to have water in it. Okay. This is just more storage. Let's see if there's anything in there right now. No, it looks like it's good shape. So this is your furnace vent right here. That's a coax through, so if you got campground cable and you got a little TV, you can go through the trailer into the inside using that coax hookup. Now under here, your travel door, the little door that attaches to the side when you're traveling, you can see is hung under here. It's got a bungee around the latch, and then it has two hitches right here. So that's where you store it or stow it when you're camping. Of course, before you travel, you put it back on. Okay, so this has a solar panel. Let me turn this air conditioner down here, it's freezing. Matter of fact, you can shut it right off so you can hear me. Okay. So, when it comes to putting the screen door and that sort of thing in, you can learn that from the manufacturer's video and from your, we'll also show you when you pick up. I don't know if you can see this that good. I do have a flashlight. Let me see what I can do here. Light it up, okay. So you're 100% charged with your battery. You got 26 amp hours in them. You're putting out 13.6 volts, which is perfect. Hit the B again. And right now we're gaining 0.0 amps from the sun. You see the picture of the sun, the arrow, and then the solar panel. But that's only because we're inside. On a day like today, you'd probably be getting maybe 5.6, something like that. Depends on what position the sun is in the sky, how cloudy it is, what time of day it is, all those things, okay? But you can, this also has an app for it, so you can learn more that way. It's a flooded battery, and it's set like that. Button A is not going to do anything for you. You just keep, because you only have, well, just it's already set. So really, to get all the readings I told you about, you just push B. 100% charged, 26 amp hours, 13.6 volts. Like I said, it's perfect. And then your reading how much energy you're gaining from the sun. Okay? Alrighty. Let me look around a little bit here. See what we've got. Okay. Do it like this. I'll put this down. Okay. So, this right here is the switch for your water heater. You see there's the fault switch right there. Very simple. Okay. This device down here is your power converter. So what this does is converts AC to DC power. So you plug it in, obviously to shore power, and then you have these circuit breakers here, 120 AC, just like you'd have at home, and they're also labeled, right? Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC over here. You have 12 volt fuses and they're all labeled. Also, this is a battery tender, so as long as you're plugged in, it'll send so much energy your battery needs and has, and it'll send accordingly. Like if it's charged, like it is right now, 100%, it would just trickle a couple amps up there to maintain it, right? If it was low, it'll send 10 amps or whatever it needs. So it also tends your battery. Now, when you're pulling your trailer down the road, obviously, the alternator on your tow vehicle will charge it. So, 2 ways to charge your battery, 3 ways if you include the sun. Okay. So this device here is your carbon monoxide LP gas detector. It'll also tell you if it beeps the same tone but very slowly, it'll tell you that your battery is getting low. But normally, if it goes off normal, you have carbon monoxide or LP gas buildup. So you open the door, take everybody outside, shut off the gas at the front, and figure out what's going on. Okay. This GFCI plug here, every plug in the trailer is wired through this one, even the one on the outside. So if you're using something outside and it pops, you're going to reset it right here. Okay. This is normally screwed shut. Number 2 square-headed screws, but he's got it open right now. He's prepping it. I just can show you basically. Let me see here. I'm not sure what we have here yet. Let me look. Yeah. So this is your water pump down here. Okay, if you could see it, right there. Now this is a water filter canister. You get a water filter, just a carbon black water filter, and a wrench to spin that off comes with the trailer. If you choose to use the water filter, there's not one in there now, it's up to you. But if you choose to use it, you can just spin it off, put the water filter in there, and tighten it back up. Now, it only lasts for a season, so before you winterize in the winter or late fall, you'll toss that filter out, and then after you de-winterize in the spring, you'll put a new one in, and it lasts for 1 season. You don't have to use it, it's up to you. I'm going to leave that open so he doesn't forget what he was working on there. Okay, so this refrigerator is just 12 volt DC refrigerator. That's all. So it runs off a battery or off the converter, right? Or the solar panels will help it run also. Okay. This is just a basin type thing right here. This is your packet with all your literature in it. Okay. Now, as you'll see from the video, the setup video, this flips right down. Grab a hold of this. I can't do it now because the door's in the way, but it flips down low. There's also kill switches on this, so as soon as you flip it down, it'll trigger the kill switch, and it'll shut all the 12 volt off to the trailer, so you can't accidentally run something going down the road. It's just a safety device. Okay. This is very simple. You just light it with a lighter. 3 burners, 3 knobs. Self-explanatory. Of course, now when it comes to your table, you always want it in the down position when you're stowing it and traveling, right? So it sits on these cleats here. Then you use the back cushions to fill in the space. Just so you know, your water filter, or excuse me, your water heater, the back of it with the bypass valves is under here. So you'll unscrew another number 2 square-headed screw, and then you pull that up and you'll see that there's the back of the water heater with the tank, and it has bypass valves for winterizing. Okay, let's go down a little farther. This obviously turns into a bed here also. That turns into a bed. And then you have the 2 beds that pull out. this is the other end of that coax I showed you on the outside. Now, this is your furnace right here. One thing I forgot to tell you about over here, I started to. This is the switch for your water pump. So if you have to pump water out of the tank, you're going to turn that on. Okay. Smoke detector, you get some lights here. This roof vent locks and unlocks right here, right? Then you'll just crank it open here, and you have the speed buttons there, that sort of thing. So just remember to close make sure you always remember to close the cover before you break down the trailer, otherwise you're going to have to set it back up to get in there, or at least crawl in there anyway. The manufacturer states that you should check the seals on the trailer every 90 days. Basically what you do is, it's in the down position, you look every place you see caulk from the manufacturer. Right? The corner caps, this is on the outside of the trailer now. The corner caps are made out of ABS. You look at those, make sure there's no cracking or separation. The roof vent is caulked down. Make sure there's no breaking or separation where water can get in. You look at every place you see on the corners, every place you see caulk from the factory, and just look at it and make sure that everything is good and tight. Every trailer you have to inspect, that's just part of owning one. If you do, you'll never get any water inside here. It'll be bone dry. Odds are you won't have to do any kind of resealing for a long time, but it is built by hand, and it does shimmy down the road, so you never know. That's why you inspect it, to protect your investment. It's just part of owning it. If you do see issues that you have to take care of, you use clear ProFlex. Never use caulk from the hardware store. It's not the same stuff. It's called clear ProFlex. Okay. Another thing, this has to be dried out. This in here. So if you have to put it together or put it down wet, let's say the morning dew or it's raining when you put it down, the first chance you get, you open it up all the way, open the windows, let the wind whistle through it, and dry it out completely. That's very important. You have to have it dry. Also, if you're not going to be camping for a whole summer, let's say, you still want to set it up 1 or 2 times and let the wind whistle through it and just dry it out. It's important. And if you do that, you'll never have a mold or mildew issue, anything like that. You got to let it dry out, and you can never put it away wet and leave it, or you'll have a problem. Okay? So that's another thing about owning it. Those are 2 important things, because it'll protect your investment. I've seen these Flagstaff trailers from the late 90s. They're still tight as a drum, and I'm not exaggerating. But they all had one thing in common. They took care of it, and they inspected it and did their basic maintenance on it. Okay? Okay, so that's that. There's also a thermostat here for your furnace. I just have to find it here. I'm looking around, but I'm not seeing it. Let me look here. It's around here somewhere. Well, oh, here it is. So right here, this is the thermostat for your heat. Okay? You want it to click all the way to the left when it's off. You can turn it on. You might have heard it go on. When you shut it off, it sounds like this. You want it to click like that. As soon as you do, the gas goes out. It'll still run and cycle through for a couple minutes, but you always want it to click to the left when you're shutting it off. That's important. Let me see if there's anything else here. I'm looking as we go here. Obviously, the air conditioner has 2 knobs, just like a window air conditioner would have. Okay, let me see. And of course, I showed you how the solar works, so you're all set there. Okay, so I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Please remember what I said about inspecting the roof every 90 days, a couple times a summer, and always make sure you let it dry out in a nice sunny day, and let the wind whistle through it and get it nice and dry. That's just protecting your trailer. And like I said, you're going to inspect it and seal it as necessary, and that is clear ProFlex, not caulk from the hardware store, okay? And right now this trailer is winterized, or excuse me, is dewinterized. All the antifreeze has been purged out. It's filled with fresh water, and it's ready to be camped in right now. So you're all set to go. Okay? Thank you.